Let's come back to Paris now. And this coming Saturday is the Nuit Blanche festival in the French capital. Now, this is a much-loved moment for many Parisians and tourists alike. And in nearly a quarter of a century, the festival has spread far beyond France's borders. For more on that and on all the night festivals in France, I'm joined on the set by Solange Mougin. Hi, Solange.
Hi, Jeannie.
So when somebody talks about a Nuit Blanche in France, what are they talking about, really?
Well, the words Nuit Blanche, they literally mean white night in French, and that's how it translates. And it is at once the term people use to describe an all-nighter, as in, j'ai passé une nuit blanche, or I didn't sleep all night long. Les Nuits Blanches in plural form is also a novel by Dostoevsky, and we'll get to the Russia connection in just a minute. But for all intents and purposes, a Nuit Blanche that we're talking about here is this all-night-long arts festival. And it's Nuit Blanche, not une Nuit Blanche or la Nuit Blanche. The Paris mayor's office is very adamant about not putting an article before it. The first Nuit Blanche was held in 2002. Bertrand Delanoë, the socialist mayor, had just been elected that year, or the year before, rather, and he wanted to do away with the reputation of Paris being a sort of sleepy city with older museums and no nightlife. He wanted to show that Paris was on the same standing as New York, London, Berlin, that it also had a thriving contemporary art scene. So he and his culture advisor hired an artistic director who had worked on a similar festival and project in the 1990s, La Fête des Allumés in Nantes, and they created the first Nuit Blanche.
It's a journey that's artistic and at night. In Paris, just like in a game or treasure hunt, you go from one location to another, one surprise to another. We're not only in a gallery or an art exhibit, but you can enter them. They're open to the public and free. It's freedom, it's art and freedom.
Solange, I remember that first edition, and it was a real success. Where did the Paris Town Hall actually get the idea from?
Well, as I just mentioned, there was this previous outdoor nighttime festival in Nantes, but there was also the famous Fête des Lumières in Lyon, where artists projected onto buildings throughout the city at night. And of course, there are other cultures that have centuries-old traditions of celebrating the mysteries of the dark, of marking the passing of the seasons, of protecting one another from the dangers of the night by gathering together around a light source. Say the over 2,000-year-old lantern festivals like in China and in South Korea, Yalta Night in Iran, bonfires for summer solstice here in Europe. As for the expression Nuit Blanche and how it entered into French language, well, there are many competing theories, such as King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table dressing in white and staying up for a military ritual. It's quite unlikely that that's true. There's also the fact that white or blanc in French denotes absence, as in un tir à blanc or blank bullets. But the most plausible theory is that it comes from Russia and specifically St. Petersburg, where there is a white night festival every summer, and it celebrates the fact that twilight is at midnight and that it never gets fully dark at night because of its proximity to the Arctic Circle.
It's 4 in the morning right now. These are the white nights with its dawn light. It really makes your skin glow.
Now, there are also a lot of different theories on just why Nuit Blanche has been such a hit here in France that have little to do with when it is.
Yeah, 500,000 people, spectators, are thought to have participated in the first one, and it's grown from there with now regularly millions meandering the streets around the city, going from one exhibit to another. Similar forms of Nuit Blanche are also held in some 30 other countries in different forms, other French cities as well. But here in Paris, the timing of the first Nuit Blanche actually proved to be a problem. It was originally on the first Saturday of October every year, but after many rainy and cold editions, many Parisians pleaded for the date to be changed, and they actually voted in a referendum for it to change to June. It is now held on the first weekend of June, and thus it has become a part of sort of a trifecta of spring, early summer fun in the city, with the Night of the Museums on the third Saturday of May, followed by Nuit Blanche, and then the beloved Fête de la Musique, or the Music music festival, which is always on the summer solstice of the 21st of June. Now, this year, Nuit Blanche is particularly focused on film and resistance in film, with lots of outdoor screenings, film set exhibits, a chance to write your own screenplay. And then there's also more loved activities that come back over year that had been in Nuit Blanches previously, like swimming at a giant water disco.
There are the projectors which reflect on the water. It's really beautiful.
The pool's red and green.
What's it make you think of?
Summer, autumn, joy.
It's absolutely fantastic. The musicians are teaching us to get sounds out of our mouths, to make them work together. So, to create a harmony, to create ultimately music, and with people who, it seems, don't know anything about it.
Everything opens up. Museums, art, artists, we can meet them. It's really not a night to miss, La Nuit Blanche.
Nuit Blanche is so much fun, but it's really not the only nighttime festival in France.
Yeah, it may be the most famous one and the one that's traveled the most beyond France's borders, with equivalents in Rome, Montreal, Seoul, Brussels, just to name a few. But indeed, France has a love of night activities, just like many other cultures. I've mentioned the European Night of Museums. There are also dozens of music festivals that go on late into the night, as well as night markets, both in the summer and around Christmas time. And then there's one of my favorites, Les Nuits des Étoiles, or Starry Nights. Every summer, the dates change, of course, but it's a period where French astronomers get the word out and hold different events to tell people to go outside on specific summer nights. That during these Nuits des Étoiles, there's a very good chance of catching a glimpse of lots of shooting stars.
That's so great. I've been to quite a few of those shooting star evenings myself. I was sort of lost in my memories of watching shooting stars every August. Thank you for that, Solange. Solange Migent, for that look at what's happening here with the Nuit des Étoiles and other nighttime activities here in France. And don't forget, if you want to take a closer look at this Entre Nous segment or any others, you can always check out our website. That address, of course, is france24.com.